Okay, this is an introduction to probability day 2. So you may either download the PDF in your Google Classroom with the title Introduction to Probability Day 2, or you may use your notebook to take notes. At some point next week, I will do a notebook check as an assignment. So make sure you're keeping up with your notes and they are staying organized. Okay, pause the video if you need to print or get your notebook. Okay, so just a review from the video from yesterday. Remember that probability is the likelihood that an event is going to occur. Probability is always between 0 and 1, and it can be expressed as a decimal, fraction, or percent. Okay, the closer something is to 1, the more likely it is to occur. The closer it is to 0, the less likely it is to occur. If something's in the middle, around 0.5, it's uncertain. It might happen, it might not happen. Okay? So we're going to go through now just another worksheet similar to what we did yesterday. Now determining probability with candy. Okay, so these should be easier for you if it wasn't already easy yesterday. Okay, number 1, kind of like the array problem from last night's homework. How many total pieces of candy are in the box? So I want you guys to take a minute and try to get a little bit ahead of me on this. That way you can test yourself to see if you are understanding probability so far. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing that there are 12 pieces of candy in this array. Number 2 is asking the probability that we are selecting cherry. Okay, so I'm going to slow down a little bit here. Remember that we are using favorable over total. I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay, so you guys are writing out favorable over total since these are our notes. And remember, our favorable is how many cherry pieces of candy are there over what's our total. So go ahead and set up your fraction without me. Okay, hopefully you have 3 for cherry and that there's a total of 12. Okay, take your calculator. You want to reduce that. So you're typing in 3 divided by 12, math, enter, enter, and it is reducing to 1/4. Okay, so number 2, I do want you to post your answer at the top where it says answers. Number 2 is there is a 1/4 chance or a 25% chance of selecting a cherry piece of candy. Okay, number 3. Let me make this bigger for us. Okay, what is the probability of selecting a lemon piece? So I'll go back to our chart in a minute. Let's have our notation written out correctly. This is how you're going to see it in your future math classes. So probability of lemon, favorable over total. Okay, so we need to look back up at our chart to figure out how many pieces of lemon candy are there and what's the total. So let's count our lemon together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 pieces of lemon candy, and there's still a total of 12 pieces of candy. Eventually, you will get into situations with me where the total won't always stay the same when we're talking about compound probabilities. So again, that will come in like about 2 weeks. Okay, so number 3, 5 divided by 12 is already completely simplified. Again, if you're not sure, utilize your calculator. 5 divided by 12, math, enter, enter. Okay, number 4. What is the probability of selecting a grape piece? Okay, so probability of grape. We have favorable over total. Okay, let's look back up at our chart. Okay, and let's count our grape pieces of candy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, remember our total is 12. Okay, so type into your calculator 4 divided by 12. math, enter, enter. That gives you that there is a 1/3 chance of selecting a grape piece. And you could also write that as 33.3 repeating percent. Okay, so that might happen, but it's not a very good chance based on the percent that we just talked about. Okay, number 5, if you pick one piece of candy out of the box, what flavor would you have the highest probability of selecting? Okay, so remember, if something has a good chance or a high probability of occurring, it's going to be the, in this case, the piece of candy that appears most often. So I want you to look at that. Which one do you think has the highest probability? Okay, good. Hopefully you are all saying lemon, because the lemon candy is on there 5 times, okay, which is more than the grape and the cherry appears. Okay, number 6, what flavor has the lowest probability of being selected? Okay, so whenever it's the lowest probability, okay, it's the one that occurs least often. So the candy bar up there that is on there, the smallest amount, or the least, is the cherry. There's only 3 bars of cherry up there. Okay, so that one has our lowest probability. You can also look at the percents and compare them. I think in this case, I'm going to make a note for you. Because there's only 3 cherry, that's our smallest. Okay, the lemon was our highest because there's 5 of them. Okay, the grape is just in the middle because there's 4. So if it helps you to take the objects that you see in the chart and write down how many of each there are, that is fine. Okay, if that makes it easier for you to answer some of these questions. Okay, number 7 says, if you pick a piece at random, would you be more likely to select a lemon piece or a cherry piece? Okay, so we just discussed this. Okay, you're more likely to choose the piece that occurs most often or that is in there most often. So again, same reason. There are more lemon bars than there are cherry bars of candy. Okay, so you're more likely to select lemon. Okay, number 8. What is the probability of selecting either a cherry piece or a grape piece? Okay, so number 8, here's our keyword or. Okay, so remember from our previous notes and homework that or means add. So we are going to find probability of cherry or grape, and we are just going to add the fractions together. Okay, so we know from our chart that we have 3 bars of candy that are cherry, so 3/12, plus we counted that our grape has 4. I'll go back up to this for a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for our grape. Okay, so 4/12. You are adding the probabilities together, okay, once you write out your fraction. If you are using your calculator, I'm going to tell you to put those in parentheses. So you would type in parenthesis 3 divided by 12, end parenthesis, plus, open parenthesis, 4 divided by 12, close parenthesis. Okay. And then once you press enter, you need to press math, enter, enter, convert it back to a fraction. So you should be getting 7/12. So there is a 7/12 chance of selecting a cherry piece of candy or a grape piece of candy. So that's larger than 50%, so not bad. It's likely that that will occur. Again, going back to our notes from yesterday. Okay, number 9 says your friend wants either a cherry piece or a grape piece. If you pick a piece out randomly, which one has the highest probability of being selected? Okay, so again, we're looking for the highest probability, okay, between cherry and grape. So we know that there are, let me switch colors here. We know that there were 3 cherry pieces. We know there were 4 grape pieces. Okay, you can set up your fractions and say, okay, that cherry piece has a 3/12 chance of occurring. The grape piece has a 4/12 chance of occurring. Okay, if you convert those to percents, you can take 3 divided by 12, which reduces to 0.25. So that one has a 25% chance of happening. Whereas if you type in 4 divided by 12 into your calculator, that one has a 33.3 repeating percent chance of happening. Okay, you don't have to do all that, but if you needed to see some more detail behind that, the grape piece is more likely to occur. In other words, the grape piece has the highest probability of being selected. Okay, so let's look at the last one here. Okay, the last one said if you ate 3 lemon pieces, 3 cherry pieces, and 4 grape pieces, what flavor would you have the highest probability of selecting next? Okay, so let's list first our lemon, which currently has 5, our grape, which currently has 4, and our cherry, which currently has 3. Okay, so they're telling us that you are eating 3 lemon pieces. So 3 pieces of lemon are going away because you're eating them. You're eating 3 cherry pieces. So 3 cherry pieces are going to go away. And you are eating 4 grape pieces. Okay, so let's first figure out, if you're eating all this candy, well, what are we left with before we can answer the question? So for the lemon, we had 5, you ate 3, we're left with 2 pieces. Okay, the grape pieces, if you had 4 and you ate 4, well, you don't have any left. So there's 0 there. And cherry, if you had 3, you ate 3, same thing. Okay, you're not left with any. So you're going to ask what flavor would have the highest probability of selecting next. Okay, out of those, the only candy bar that we have left is lemon. So the lemon would have the highest probability of us selecting next because you can't select anything else. If those other numbers were not 0, you would just go with the highest number that appears. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If that is too fast or something is confusing, again, please email me. My email is on the Google Classroom under every stream that I post. So please email me. Mrs. Baker or I will set up, again, a Zoom meeting with you. We can make another video. So please keep me posted. The homework looks just like this. I have it posted as a PDF. So you guys may write on that PDF using Notability or Explain Everything, and then post your assignment to Google Classroom. Or you may print it, write on it, do the same thing. Take a picture, post it in Google Classroom. You may also just write in your notebook. If you want to show your work with your answers, that's fine. I just ask that you are showing work. I would like to see work and answers. And the same homework policy follows as it did in class. It'll be due the next day. Okay, it's 5 points if you turn it in. If not, it'll be half credit. I am going to start to put grades into PowerSchools this Friday, April 3rd, so that you guys can see where you are. What do you have? What do you still need to turn in? Okay, and if there's any issues, please email me and we'll work through it.